Now that we're familiar with the base graphs and, well, the even and odd property, that's just kind of a nice side effect of everything. I want to make sure that we understand, not everything is just going to be x squared, or not everything's going to be just x, right? We might have some other things going on, but everything that we have after the base graph, we can actually model using what we call transformations. So we just take what we began with for the base graph and modify it. Okay, and we modify it using these certain values. So we might have an A going on, we have a B and a C and a D. Okay, each of these does something to the original function. Okay, so you can see that we could take the function and multiply by A, and then also add D to it, or we can change our input. We can change it to just X times B, or we can have an added on value to X. Okay, so the question is, what are these? Okay, we will see in later videos, but let's just kind of look at Desmos to investigate. If you haven't used Desmos, it's a wonderful free graphing utility, and you can see the address at the top of my screen here, just desmos.com/calculator, or just desmos.com, and then click on calculator. But we're going to begin with a base function. Let's do the absolute value of x for fun. Okay, so there we go. And then I want to see, okay, if I have that general transformation model in, what are the effects? So I'm just going to type that in, plus D, and then what I can do in Desmos, it can create sliders. Okay, so I'm just going to make sliders, and you can see the transform function is going to be in blue, and my base function is going to, or my base graph is going to be in red. Okay, so the question is, what do each one of these do? And I might just initialize each one of them to 0. Okay, you can actually go in and just specify their values. Oops. And so let's see, I want to change that to 0. I want to change that to 0 as well. Okay. And then now I just want to see what A does. So you notice that everything is flat right now. That's because I actually need B to be 1. Okay. I need if I'm multiplying, I need those to be 1 by default. Otherwise, 0 just makes everything go away. So let's see what A does. If I do A and then I just kind of move it through here. Okay, so it seems like I'm playing with this. Okay, I'm looking at the numbers now. I'm looking at the value of A. So when A is a positive number, bigger than 1, it seems to be getting like taller, skinnier, something like that. Use whatever adjective you need to use. And then, okay, now it's getting a little bit wider. 0, it's flat, and then negatives, it actually flips over. Oh, okay. Okay. And then same sort of thing too. So more on that to come. I just want to change that to 1. And again, with B, I can do the same sort of thing. So B, it seems to be doing something similar to A, right? Okay, that's interesting. Oh, but then B, if I go negative, it actually doesn't flip over. It just stays the same. Okay. We might need to investigate that a little bit more. Okay, I'm just going to initialize B back to 1. Okay, so A is clear, B is a little mysterious. C, what does C do? So if I do C and okay, so if I'm making C a positive number, it's going to the right. Okay, notice that it's actually minus C. Oh, wait, so if it's the opposite sign, it's moving to the right. And negatives, okay, so negative here, so that would be positive overall in there. Then it's moving to the left. Oh, okay. I'm acting like I don't know the solution, but I actually know the solution. So there you go. I'm just trying to play along with all of you. Okay, and D, again, D. Okay, so D, if it's a positive value, it's moving up, and if it's negative, it's moving down. And I'm notice that D is tacked on at the end after you've done the other transformations. Again, you have to follow order of operations, parentheses, multiplication, addition, etc. So there we go. So that's interesting. And I encourage you to try a different function. You could try, square root of x, okay? And then you can actually animate these, all of them, and you can get some really interesting things going on. And you might need to, you know, oh yeah, that's fun and crazy. So I encourage you to play with Desmos, okay, and just see what's happening as you move through, okay. Um, and that's all we have in this video. We'll dig into what each one of these mean in later videos.